Greetings fellow captains and welcome back to another World of Warships video with the Hive Hand, and today we're going to be playing the tier 6 German, the Gneisenau. I've done a video on the Gneisenau already, so if you want to know a bit more about its history, its past and how I feel the ship plays in a lot more detail, go check that out. It's already been done. I'm not going to go over it again. So today we're looking at this gameplay. It does start off very slow, so we're going to discuss some other stuff first. But just to let you know, in this match we do get first blood, we get a high caliber, we get the Confederate, and we get the Kraken that I've been chasing since week 1 of this Tirpitz campaign. I've done the rest of the campaign really quickly, and we've been struggling with just not being able to get that Kraken. I find the Kraken's really hard to get on PlayStation compared to the PC version, because obviously you've only got 9 enemies, whereas the PC has, I believe it's 12, is it? Oh, it might even be more. I'll have to double check. Feel free to correct me or inform me in the comments. So yeah, I feel the Kraken's a lot harder to get on the console version. So we'll spend a bit of time maybe doing some educational stuff because we like to share. So one thing I noticed sort of scouring the Facebook groups and the forums and what have you is a lot of people don't seem to be 100% sure on why they're not getting damage. So we're going to quickly look at the hit indicator. So every time you hit a ship, you'll get a range of indicators up. There are 4. There is the ricochet, which is donated by this sweet little symbol here, where you can actually see the shell sort of bouncing off. We have the shatter, which is this image here where you can see the shells shattering. They're pretty self-explanatory, but I know sometimes, you know, just need that little kick to realise what's going on. This one is confusing, the over penetration. As you can see, that the light grey marks depict the armour, so it's going basically, yeah, you've gone through one side and you've gone out the other. Your shell's not exploded inside the ship, so you know, all you've done is drilled a little hole in the side of it. So understandably. And then this is the one you want. This is the one you want to see. This is the penetrating hit. You can tell we're getting into range with the Fubuki now. This is about as interesting as it gets for the first 5 minutes of this game, unfortunately. We start a turn because obviously the Fubuki's going to fire torpedoes. And we get a kill. Was that our secondaries? I think that might have been our secondaries. It was either well, no, we would have got close quarters expert, wouldn't we? So it was actually the fire we caused with an earlier hit. So we've got the New Mexico merrily trundling towards us now. I believe he gets killed before our torpedoes even reach him. So obviously there's been a lot of things gone on over the past couple of weeks, so we'll just confirm some of the news that Wargaming announced at Gamescom. So we will be seeing the French Navy. I expected we'd see the French Navy when we've seen the De Grasse being released, but you know, we've had the Russian destroyer and the Polish destroyer for quite some time, the Gremiashi and the Błaszkowice or whatever it is. Again, correct me. I know how they're spelled in the game, but I don't know how the hell you pronounce them. But so when I seen that the De Grasse, I thought, oh yeah, something could go on here. But so yeah, they have confirmed that the French Navy will be appearing. Not only that, we're getting the Japanese cruiser, the Atago, in one of the upcoming campaigns. They have confirmed that they are working on cross-platform, so hopefully very soon us on the PlayStation will be able to play and engage some other YouTube stars such as Spartan Elite and Balvi, the fell-handed. Not entirely sure how to say it, and he's don't be mad. I'm crap. I'm really, really excited about the Halloween event coming up because they're doing the Hunt the Rasputin, which they've done on PC. They do it on PC almost every year, and it's a PvE campaign mode, which is something that is missing from World of Warships Legends. You know, you get a weekly campaign where it'd be a team of players. So you'd all be players playing live against normally a really large number of AI units. So this is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. And the biggest news, I think, is the Yamato. The Yamato is going to be going into a test event at the end of the year. So I've got mixed feelings about the Yamato coming to the game, because the whole purpose of Legends, although there's a couple of ships that you can comfortably argue weren't produced or weren't in battles, or I say that, I don't think you really can. The York, I've done a video on that explaining how the York's in the game, even though it wasn't ever built. There's things like the Phoenix, which was a development ship, so on and so forth. But this is where we start to get into the fun bit of the battle. But I don't know where the Yamato is going to sit. Are they going to make a new tier? Because the Yamato was a tier 10. People say, oh, but the Musashi was a tier 9 and the Iowa was a tier 9. But the Musashi was kind of a nerfed Yamato. They made its dispersion really bad as we turn. We were expecting torpedoes. We take one, which is the end of the world. So I'm curious of where the Yamato is going to sit, because if they got to nerf it down to the equivalent of a PC tier 8 or our tier 7s, is it really going to be a Yamato? So I don't know. We'll reserve judgment. But saying that the Musashi was the same as Iowa, I don't think that counts, because the Musashi's a nerfed tier 10. So it was nerfed down to tier 9, which was then obviously adjusted. The Iowa was a tier 9, but then adjusted towards our tier 7s, which is the equivalent of a PC tier 8. So we don't actually fire on the Scharnhorst here, because the Miyoko's broadside, and the Miyoko's a much weaker target. And we have plans for the Scharnhorst. We're going to launch our torpedoes. So forget about everything else I've said. This is where the battle starts. Right, so we know the Gneisenau, the Scharnhorst has got torpedoes, so we start turning early. His torpedoes leisurely sail by, while ours, sink him. So that picks up our third kill. Obviously, we killed the Nuremberg and the Fubuki a little earlier on. Like I said, very boring game right up until this point. So our secondaries are firing quite merrily on the York over there. Don't think we're going to pick up the kill on him, but we could have probably turned and shot him. But waiting for our turrets to turn. There's the Miyoko here. Someone else was firing on the York as well. So I thought at this point, Kraken. So go for the kill. Go for the target that you're most likely to finish off, I think, at this point. So we're gonna fire here. We're gonna kill the Miyoko and pick up kill number 4. 70,000 damage. We want 72 secondary battery hits when we see the full health King George. Very nice for him to be full health at this point in the game. We're down to 1,200 hit points, but our secondaries are firing. We're just outside of torpedo range, but not for long. We are the Gneisenau is obviously a very, very fast battleship. As you can see, we're sailing at 31. I think we can hit 32 knots. Not quite. So we're sailing at over 30 knots, and we are slowly but surely closing that ground down. So one thing, if you're fighting against a Gneisenau, you might notice that when you're tracking torpedoes, your guns also track as well. So when you're fighting Gneisenau, Scharnhorst, Tirpitz, pay attention to where their guns are pointing, because if you notice them going in front of you, yeah, they're lining up torpedoes, and this will give you, you know, the opportunity to adjust accordingly. So, and there's our high caliber, and I was turning in preparation for more torpedoes, but no, and Kraken unleashed, picking up our 5th kill of the match, and finally, that Kraken has been evading me so hard. I was basically bouncing off the walls at this point. 90 secondary hits, 4 torpedo hits, and 36 hits with our main battery. So left on the enemy team, we have a full health Nagato and pretty much full health York as well. Obviously, someone else finished off the other York. Our secondary batteries were wailing at earlier. So whilst we close down the range, let's talk about what else has been confirmed. And I'm quite excited for this, actually. The Tier 5, it's been released, that German cruiser, the Graf Spee. Probably one of the most powerfully armed cruisers in all of World War II. If she's not the most powerful, she's definitely up there in the top 5. So the Graf Spee is coming. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm slowing down. I am spotted, but I am bow tanking them. Basically, my repair kit's only got 30 seconds left. I'm pretty low on health, so I'd rather go around the corner and face a full health. I was full health Nagato and York with a bit more than 16,000 hit points. Thank you very much. So we slow down, speed up again. We'll slow down again here in a second as we commit to the turn. 5 seconds left. As soon as that comes off cooldown, we're going to pop our repair kit. And notice what I do now is, obviously there's 2 ships. So I'd rather it if only one of them can fire at me at a time. So we're going to focus on getting the York in our sights whilst keeping the Nagato out of our keeping ourselves out of his sights. Before we engage, because if you can reduce it to 1 ship you're engaging at a time, that's obviously going to be beneficial. Now it does look like we're going to pick up kill number 6. Our shots are sailing. It's looking, and someone else blew him up just before we got there. Bath plugs. But as you can see, we have got the Confederate there. Oh no, have we got the Confederate there? No, we've got the high caliber. We're going to pick up our Confederate as we work over the Nagato that's left on the enemy team. And well, I suppose the big point of this video is, as you can see, it started off very slow, very boring. It took us, what, 6 minutes to get into the action? But, you know, never preemptively think, that's it, we pick up a Citadel and there's our Confederate medal. 145,000 damage. I think we're going to do a little bit more, but I'm pretty sure this Nagato is going to succumb to some torpedoes. Obviously, our cruiser has fired some. Couldn't tell you which cruiser it was off the top of my head. But we've also got our little destroyer lurking. They are within really close proximity. That's like cannot miss range. And it's the little German Gadji, or whatever you want to call it. The Gadji is another ship they say isn't real, but I'm sure it's a Z-23. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just a destroyer with a different name. So, thank you very much for tuning in. As you can see, we're reaching, I think, tier 70 in the Admiralty Pass, so we're a little bit closer to the Tirpitz. So we end with 47 targets hit, 4 torpedo hits, 3 planes shot down, 4 incapacitations, 5 kills, 4 fires, 2 flood-ins, 2 Citadel hits, some defends, and 91 hits with our secondary batteries, giving us our first blood, Kraken, high caliber, and Confederate. So as usual, thank you very much for watching and sticking with us, and until next time, we'll see you there.